gather neath the steeple as part of your herd, to sing of your praises, to hear of your word. But it ain't just 1 hour when we hear our Savior speak, 'cause the echoes of Sunday are heard all throughout the week. The echoes of Sunday ringing out through all my life. The echoes of Sunday give me comfort when in strife. Oh, to hear of your mercy and to know of your grace. The echoes of Sunday help me see my Savior's face.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Echoes of Sunday podcast. I'm your host, Cody Bershing, repping the New Ulm Public Eagles merchandise. Thanks for asking. We're 10-6 on the year.
Nice.
Another
right?
game. Yeah, pretty good. We won 2 games last year, coming out strong.
There we
Looking
go.
for the big 1-4 by the end of the year. 14 wins would be a school record, I think. So that's what we're shooting for. Anyways, thanks for asking about that, guys. I really appreciate it. But yeah, my name's Cody Bershing. I'm once again joined by my good friend Logan Cook.
Hey guys, how we doing? I'm not wearing any baseball clothing, sorry. But I'm very excited for our guest today. He's a guy that we've gotten to slowly get to know over the last year or so. We had a visit to the Wells Seminary in Mequon, and we had a fun conversation on the bus
That's right.
on the way. And
I remember that now.
the very back seats there.
And so when Cody told me that he had gotten him for the podcast, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is
I'm
going to be a lot of
excited.
fun.
Stoked to be here.
His name's
Yeah,
Joel.
dude.
Joel Kluz.
Joel Kluz.
If you
Hey,
don't know
guys.
him.
Do we point and look at the camera? Is that a thing we do, or is it just supposed to be kind of
You can do whatever you want.
You can
man.
do it, yeah,
Okay.
dude.
You
Hey,
can address the viewers directly.
we've
Just call them out.
had some guests, Brett Gilbertson in particular, that stands up and walks right up and
Well,
shows
he-
everyone their bow tie.
He had the bow tie, and he was like, guys, look at the
Oh.
bow tie. And he just held it right
And
up to
his
the camera.
wife makes those, right?
He makes them, I think.
He
Well,
does?
he and his wife have a process where she might cut them out, and then he sews them, or so, I don't know exactly how it works.
We'll
Okay.
have to bring him back
But-
on to explain. Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
he's part of the process, and he
Cool.
has all his custom ones. Like he has a coffee one, I know.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
You much of a bow tie guy, Joel?
Not really.
No.
No. I don't even know if I've ever worn one. I don't think I have.
Me
well.
neither.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think ties are better.
I have an infamous Seahawk bow tie
Oh.
that my
Isn't that your
mom.
only tie?
Infamous.
Yeah, no, I've told the story on the podcast before that I never liked dressing up ever. And my mom, she tried all the tricks in the book. She tried clip-on ties, regular ties, and I'd never wear them. And then eventually one Christmas, she settled on bow ties.
There we
So
go.
she gave me a Seahawk bow tie in my stocking.
Nice.
And then she was hoping that was going to be the thing that finally got me to start dressing up. And it's still in the original box.
Sick.
Yeah, dude.
He's going to be in
That's
my
good.
wedding,
Nice,
and I
though.
think that's going to be the only time I'm going to see him in a suit.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to even wear a suit for his own wedding.
Skinny jeans and a hoodie.
For your wedding?
That's what I'm hoping
That's
for.
crazy. Anyway,
I've noticed that. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
keep going, keep going.
But no, I've noticed that you don't like to dress up very much. Have you? I'm not asking.
No, no,
badly,
I
but
noticed you
have
dress like a
dressed
bum.
up before? I haven't seen you dressed up before. Have you?
When was the last time that I wore an actual suit and tie?
yeah. Well, his classification for dressing up and ours is a little bit
I feel like the last time I wore an actual tie with a collar and collared shirt and stuff
Mhm.
would have been my brother's wedding, which was 2023.
Good for you,
I
man.
don't know if I've worn one since.
good for you.
Maybe for freshman year when I was in choirs and stuff. I guess that would probably count. But other
Sure.
than that, yeah.
Cool.
We're excited to see how the seminary goes. Because none of us,
Suit and
neither of
tie.
us know what to expect. We know people will be wearing suits and ties, but
Yeah. You guys
What-
should enact a reform. Try to start a dress code revolution there.
Cody would be more than happy.
That if anyone would be have the right tool set for that, I think it would be Cody. I
The
could see you doing
tool set.
that. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
The right disposition.
I might
That's valid.
I might get hussed in the process.
Mm.
Yeah, might get burnt at the stake. I feel like if I
Okay,
try.
I was gonna say I'm gonna pretend what that means.
Oh, John Huss.
John Huss.
Oh,
yeah.
you're gonna get hussed.
The-
Yeah.
the
you
Luther-
I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, is that an actual verb?
Sorry. No, I needed to clarify, not just for your guys' sake, but I feel like most of the people listening have no
I
idea.
might get
Yeah.
hussed.
No, we'll see. We'll see. I won't make any statements on what's gonna happen. I'll let God kind of take it from there and see what happens. But
Nice.
this isn't the Echoes of Cody's Wardrobe podcast. This is
No, it's not.
the Echoes of Sunday
We
podcast.
digress.
Yeah,
Mm.
and what we really like to do on the Echoes of Sunday podcast is it's all about our guests, and we put you
Oh,
on the hot
man.
seat here. Yeah.
I'm in the hot seat.
Yeah.
It's official.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but like Joel's, I'm not trying to chastise you. Joel's phone went off, and when he pulled it
It
out,
did.
it was a flip phone, guys. So that should get you excited.
Yeah.
This is
He's
It's
cool. He's really cool.
TCL. Yup. And then it has a speed dial button on top.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't think I said it, but
Oh, wow.
wow.
Screen lights up and everything.
No. Okay, I guess I have to set it. But
It works as a phone, though.
it
right?
works as a phone. Yep. It's cool.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad
That's
that you
alright.
brought that up. That's it's setting the table.
That's something I've gotten asked about probably more than anything else. Either that or probably how tall are you? That's been one of the most prevailing
Yeah.
questions in my life. But
Same here.
I
On
wasn't
the end
gonna
of the
say it.
spectrum, but yeah.
what
No.
are you at?
Solid 5. Well, I say this is what I
5'6".
always tell people: is it
Oh.
depends on the day.
Uh,
It depends on the shoes too. The shoes are crucial.
Mm.
It is actually funny the amount of times I've been asked. I coach baseball, obviously. New Ulm Public Eagles. Yeah.
yeah.
10-6 on the year.
Right.
Anyways,
Get the
anyways.
record in there again.
Yeah, exactly. Going for 14 wins. Franchise record.
Really?
Nice.
But anyways, I've been asked as a coach so many times. So like they think that I'm a player. And then like teachers will
Mm.
literally ask me like, "Do you have like a hall pass to be out here right now?" And the school has
no.
so many times,
Oh
bro.
man.
That's
And
brutal.
that's when I started growing out the facial hair as a freshman. Actually, the first time I coached there, I was like, this is just too much of a shot to the ego.
Sure.
Nowadays, like I've grown up enough where I'm like, okay, it's just kind of funny.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll lean into it a little bit, and I'll like joke around a little bit, and then I'll pull out my like staff badge or something.
There
But
we go.
yeah, no, there's sometimes, man, I tell you, when like my team's just not playing very well, where part of me just wants to like grab like one of their jerseys and just like put it on myself and go out there and play. And I bet you anything that I get away with it.
That's funny.
I bet you anything, dude. I'm one of the shortest guys in my entire team, bro.
What are they
There's no
gonna
way.
do? Stop you and be like, "Are you older?"
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
say? How do you do that? They're not.
Can I see a
going to.
birth certificate?
Y-
No, you
right,
can't, bro. I'm
right.
14. Yeah, deal with it. Yeah, dude. Also, like
That's funny.
we play with like some guys that have like full grown facial hair and stuff, and are
Really
like
great.
6 feet tall, if not more.
Wow.
So it's like if
That's scary.
if they aren't getting like checked for
Carded, basically?
yeah, carded,
Yeah.
yeah. If they're not getting checked, then I don't think I got to worry about that as 5'6" and a clean shaven young man. So.
Yeah. I have a funny little anecdote about height. Do you guys? He's somewhat known, but he's generally, I'd say, in the grand scheme of things, he's pretty obscure. Do you guys know Sam Hyde, by chance?
I think I've heard the name.
He's a
I think.
comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I went to one of his shows one time, and we were doing pictures afterwards and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I've been a fan of this guy for a pretty long time. And we were getting pictures, and one of his kind of like part of his humor is that he's like a big guy. He's tall, and he's like pretty strong and whatever. But I was like just a little bit taller than him.
Oh, nice.
Which was kind of cool. But then we were taking pictures, and I noticed that when we were taking them, he was doing this weird thing where he was like going up on his tippy toes.
No, it was
to be
not.
taller
No
than me in all the
way.
pictures. And then,
Really? That's
mhm.
so bad.
and I just got like a few little quick ones inside. And then they were like, all right, everyone needs to get out of the venue. So we went outside, and then I got like more proper pictures with him and like with the other guys in his group. And it was the same thing. He was like going on his tippy toes again. And I was like, this is the oddest thing I've ever seen.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Did
Like,
you
he couldn't
respond?
stand.
Like, did you go on your own?
No, I
toes?
did-
Oh.
that would have been so funny. What's he gonna do then? He can't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's gonna get one of his like muscle heads. Hey, boost.
It's
That's so
Oh.
sad.
Yeah.
How tall are you, Joel?
6'5".
6'5".
Mhm.
I'm
Comes from-
sorry. I'm sorry to be one of the people that asked.
That's okay. I don't mind. It
What's
comes
life
from.
like up there?
It's pretty good. I think
It's pretty good.
I'm at the height where it's
What are we doing?
I'm as tall as possible without it being like
Weird?
freakish
Yeah.
or without it being an
Yeah.
inconvenience. If I were any taller, it'd be like, okay, cars are like getting to be a big problem now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flying would be really. I mean, it's not fun as is, but it'd be even worse if I were any taller.
Flying's not fun as a 5'6" guy. It can't be fun as a 6'5", dude. That's crazy.
No, I hate flying. I think I'm kind of getting to the age where I'm like, I kind of just don't want to fly anymore. I'm kind of getting
Get
too
to
old
that
for
age.
this.
Yeah. How old are you?
22. I'm too old for flying, man.
22.
I'll just drive. No, thank you. How far is the drive? 13 hours?
Oh my
Good
goodness.
enough.
I
Driving's
always say,
fun.
dude, if I could get one like superpower teleportation, and I run
Mm.
into the bank with that, no questions asked. I hate driving. I hate flying. You know how nice it'd be. Me, I'm not an early morning riser. You know how nice it'd be to just go to bed in my clothes and then wake up at 7:58. Quick, grab my backpack,
Wrinkly clothes.
do a quick comb over, and then just get to Greek class.
That would be
Oh.
crazy.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Quick comb over.
Or, you know, if it's really bad and I need more than like a minute and a half, I just grab the old ball cap and just click it on. So.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Joel.
Yeah, no, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen.
Thank you for the story. That was funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So yeah, the question, getting back on track, that we usually like to ask every guest at the beginning is, what is your faith story? What has your walk with God been through your life? How has that gotten you to where you are today?
Sure.
Take as long or as short as you want.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess where I'll start is kind of interesting, a little bit unusual. My dad was raised Catholic, and my mom was raised Baptist. And the joke they always say is, "Oh, we compromised and we became Lutheran." And I was actually baptized in Missouri Synod. I
Okay.
wasn't. I think I'd have to double check with my mom, but I don't think I was baptized until 6 months after I was born or something, which is pretty late for to my understanding. I think most people around here are baptized pretty quick after they're born. But so yeah, that's in the picture, I guess. Yeah, born and raised in the faith, Christian grade school, Christian high school as well, and then yeah, like my senior year, I still didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I took a gap year. I think being a teacher is kind of vaguely on my radar at that time. I have a bunch of little cousins on my dad's side, and my grandparents would do this thing called Grandkids Week. They'd have all the grandkids up and whatever. And the way my family's situated, there's kind of like the older cousins, and there's like a break, and I'm kind of the dividing line for the younger cousins. And so all the older ones were, off, had jobs, whatever. But I was still, 12, 13, somewhere around there, and I would still be going to it, and I would be the oldest one. And then I'd, help out with watching the there'd be a bunch of them. My grandparents aren't used to having kids in the house for, they haven't been parents for like, well, I guess they're still parents, but they haven't had kids in the house in so long, So to help out with that, and they'd always say, "Oh, you're so good with the kids, this and that." I'd had other people tell me that. I'd do this soccer camp with my family friends. Their dad was a pastor, so they do like a youth group soccer, church camp, that type of thing. Same thing. So like, okay, maybe I want to be a Christian teacher of some sort. But hadn't thought about it too seriously at that point. And then gap year went by, just working, saving up money pretty much.
Where'd you work?
Quick Trip. That was in Juneau, yeah. It wasn't too bad. For a while, my job before that was Piggly Wiggly. And that was...
It's a grocery store.
I was going to say, that's beyond my West Coast knowledge.
Wait, where are you from?
Juneau. Do you know where that is by chance? It's pretty small. I won't blame you if you don't.
Is it in Wisconsin?
Juneau, Wisconsin.
It sounds familiar.
It's about 6 hours from New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's just
If
what
that
I.
helps.
That's what. Is it actually?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because I promise you, everyone that's from Wisconsin that goes to MLC, they say they're 6 hours away.
Yeah.
It's a geographical
That's true.
anomaly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
Okay.
like
Sorry.
20 minutes from
Can't believe that
Watertown,
was right.
from Prep, that area.
Okay.
But yeah, Beaver Dam. What was it saying? Yeah, quick
Sorry,
trip,
you were working
saving up money.
gap year.
Gap year, yeah. And then towards the end, I took a tour to come here to MLC. And I think at that point I was thinking pre-sem. Took the tour. I'm like, this is kind of cool, interesting. I think maybe I could see myself
At
going
that point,
here.
you were thinking pre-sem, not teacher track.
Yeah. But honestly, I hadn't thought about it too hard. I kind of say I just defaulted to pre-sem.
Huh.
And then did my visit, and then throughout the course of the summer, I probably emailed the office changing my major about 8 times.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I just put them through the ring. There's one lady in particular, I don't remember who it was, but I was like emailing her back and forth, like just like driving myself insane all summer, like 50 email chain.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what's this major like? Would this be good? Should I do this? Like, just
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do at all.
So were you like choosing between like two?
I
Like
was choosing between all of them.
okay,
basically.
so okay.
Yeah,
Between all of them.
all of them. And then I came here and I was staff minister track. Are
Okay.
we assuming that
Really?
this is a Christian audience here? Do I have to explain what
You can
staff?
explain a little bit what it is. Yeah.
I'll do it briefly, I guess. It's just you're a pastor. You don't really preach though, right? Is that the main difference? Or can you, but not as often?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
And you don't have
Less-
the language courses,
You don't have the language background, not as much of an emphasis on preaching.
but you could still
um,
coordinate worship, right?
Still coordinating, kind of doing more like
It's a lot of
administrative.
it's a lot of like visits and
Organize-
like
yeah,
yeah.
You can do
type of
counseling too, I think. Yeah.
counseling. We
Yeah.
got that in the mix too. So I was originally staff minister track, did a semester. It was all pretty much just gen eds at that point.
Right.
After a semester, switched to elementary, and then summer came back, still was elementary. Dropped out, lived in Mankato for a semester. Came back. Well, decided I want to be pre-sem. Came back. That was last year. Did a year of pre-sem, and then finished up last semester, and now we're here.
So why did you drop out and go to Mankato?
I just didn't really like. I didn't like the elementary program too much. It wasn't bad, just wasn't really for me. Once I started getting into the teaching, is it called methods courses, where it's like teaching religion, teaching? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, this just isn't for me. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. And then, I just went to Mankato because I was like, well, I'll be an electrician, I guess. Makes good money.
Nice.
I know, makes good money.
It's kind of random, but
Whatever. Yeah, I wasn't on the phone. I remember I was on the phone with my dad talking about it, and he said, Joel, you want to make sure that when you're making a change like this, you're running to something, not away from something. And at that point, everything had been set too far in emotion to kind of not drop out. It was like probably the last few days of school. But that like bugged me because in my heart of hearts, I knew I'm like, I'm just running from being a teacher. I don't really want to be an electrician. That's just, I'm using it to run away. But yeah, when I was living in Mankato, I worked at Kraft in town here. And especially at that point in time, it was the slow season, whatever. Like, we just had so much downtime during our shifts. Like, anyone from Kraft, if you're watching this is all a joke, and I don't mean any of this, and it's not true. But I'd work, just a standard 8-hour shift. And just off the bat, 2 of those hours would be paid breaks. I'm in the break room reading my Bible, just two straight hours of reading. Well,
That's
not straight,
tough.
but 1 straight hour of reading, and then later in my shift, another straight hour. And when I was actually like in the plant, I'd say maybe only half the time I was actively working. Because then the other half of the time, you were just kind of like waiting whatever. I don't need to get into it, but you're just like waiting for other stuff to happen so that you can start doing your work. Like it's dependent on the lines running for them to need you to be doing your job. So and half the time they're just sitting there and nothing's happening. So guess what?
And you're getting paid.
And getting paid.
Nice.
So I think during that time I'd have to look at my Bible at home. I think I have a little marker on there, but I think I read the Bible cover to cover twice in those 5 months.
Wow, dude.
It was just
good for you.
Unbelievable amount of time.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Dang.
And so, obviously that has an effect on you.
Oh yeah.
How could it not? I'm reading the Bible for more than I'm working each day. And it just kind of got a fella to thinking, and bit by bit, day by day, I was like, maybe I do want to be a pastor. And at the time I was kind of grieved by it because I was like, I didn't want that to be the case. I was like, I just changed my whole life. I dropped out. I have an apartment. I have a 1-year lease on my apartment. I have a job.
Yeah.
My life looks totally different now. It'd be nice if I could just stick with this and keep doing what I'm doing and not have to take another hard 180-degree turn. But, God has a funny way of working things out.
Yes, he does.
I felt the tug to come back here.
Like there was nothing else you can do.
Nothing. Exactly. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. When I was thinking about it, I was like, maybe a month or two after I kind of started thinking about it seriously, I was like, what else could I really see myself doing? I don't know if I could see myself doing anything else.
That's so cool.
So yeah, I came back. I was pretty daunted at first because
you have to start over, basically?
I had 1 year shaved off.
Oh, because of the gen eds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm doing it in 3 years, but it's like a pretty heavy 3 years. Especially next year will be pretty heavy in particular. But I was pretty daunted coming back because I'm like, I'm going to have to learn Greek and Latin just right off the rip. And then next year I'm going to get Hebrew. And then I'm going to have all three for the rest of my tenure here. And at that point, I had never done any language stuff at all seriously. Like I did 2 years of Spanish in high school. I was 14. I didn't care. I didn't try at all. Whatever. So I was like, the languages are going to suck. But I guess I'll push through it. I ended up liking the languages a lot. And I just like the culture here in general. I think, yes, MLC at large, but I think pre-sem really is something special. And I really cherish it and hold it near and dear to my heart. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Can you tell me if there's anything that, I don't know, anything you learned, anything changed besides want to become a pastor from reading the Bible cover to cover twice? Because that's like you get the whole perspective almost.
Mm-hmm. I think at the time I set out to do that. I really didn't. Not that I even am an expert now, but I really just didn't know a ton about the Bible. I mean, I went through catechism class and all that, but I don't know. I'd just been pretty passive in my faith, honestly, until I came here. And even
through high school and stuff?
Yeah. And even for a while at the beginning when I was here, I was still pretty passive with my faith. What stuck out to me, this is funny, but I remember reading it through for the first time and I was like, it's kind of surprising to me how little Jesus is in the Bible. I know there are prophecies, shadows in the Old Testament, that type of thing. But that's how little I knew about the Bible was that he really only is in the Gospels. I kind of just expected him to be a lot in all the books, basically.
Like the main character?
I really didn't know that much about the Bible. I'd say that was probably the biggest thing. I thought a lot of the early church stuff was very cool as well.
Like Paul?
Yeah.
Like the epistles? Okay.
Peter and all that stuff, just seeing how the way in which Jesus really got them on the right track and just kind of flipped everything flipped everything upside down. And now we're all, one time Wessel said, Christians have been the only ones who can make communism work in the early church. And I think that's like, he really did just flip the whole world upside down. And the early church is a cool little, I'm going to use $1 million podcast word here. It's a cool little microcosm of that. Heard that from Joe Rogan. There you
This guy
go.
knows this podcast.
You guys can use that and sound smart.
Joe Rogan's going to be
Microcosm.
the next guest. I
Yeah,
think,
next
like, or
guest, Joe
something.
Rogan.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
He's
Don't.
seen us. He's following us.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're the 2 fastest growing podcasts in the world.
For
so,
sure.
No. It is really interesting. I mean, a couple things. One, like, I think we've had this conversation before about Jesus not being, like, in the Bible as much as you'd think.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure we have. And it's really interesting because the actual person of Jesus and, like, the name Jesus and his ministry really isn't in the Bible that much. It's only recorded for us in 4 Gospels. And yet, I always say I think Jesus is kind of like the wind when you read the Bible, where maybe you don't see his name and see his ministry, like physically see it, but you feel it, and you see evidence of its existence throughout the entire book. I mean, somehow, yes, he's only recorded in the 4 books of the Bible, but yet he's behind every word and is the first thing that you see every time you turn the page. And that's just really cool because there's not a single other character in history in any other book that you can say that for except for Jesus. And that's just really cool to think about it. And even other like denominations and religions that have started, no individual person has ever been able to claim themselves to be God. You look at like Muhammad and like Joseph Smith, they started religions, but they stopped short of calling themselves God because how could they defend that? I mean, there's obvious ways to poke holes into that line of belief and in that claim, and yet Jesus calls himself God several times throughout the gospel, and it's not hard to draw the line from, okay, if I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and I and the Father are one, then that means that I must be God. And yet,
backed it up.
no one's ever able to prove him wrong otherwise, and that's just so profound. You don't see that with any other religion or any other individual person. So yeah.
That did it make you question anything, or was it just interesting to you?
It just, no, I don't know, kind of just surprised me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I bring that up is, I guess, just to show you like how little I really did know, like before I did that, and how much there is to learn about the Bible. You can study the Bible for 1 trillion years, and you'll never know
Oh yeah.
every last thing there is to know about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just mind-boggling when you get down to it.
I didn't understand that really when I was kind of early in exploring my faith more. Like I kind of thought, well, like once you study a passage, like you study the passage, like check it off, and then, you know, that's you don't have to come back to it. You know everything about it. But now doing it more and more, like in my devotions and in writing messages and things like that, each time in your life, you can study the same passage, and it's going to mean something different. Not necessarily mean something different, but you're going to notice something different, or it's going to speak to you in a different way. And like, God is vastly deep. Like everything that he says is vastly deep. Even all of Jesus' parables, like insanely deep. And that's why it was really hard for people to get them all the time. And so it just took me a while to realize that when people say that it is that deep and that you can't understand all of it, you can't study all of it in your entire lifetime. It just took me a while to realize that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of rambled.
No, you're good.
No, it's fascinating.
Jesus was a complex guy,
there.
to say the very least.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there was really no one else like him. He divides our calendar.
Yeah.
That even
Which is
that
so
alone,
cool.
No,
that's just
it's
crazy.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muhammad wasn't like him. Joseph Smith wasn't like him. Something I've been thinking about a lot recently is how they say Christianity is falsifiable, where, you know, like other religions have come to pass where well, this guy, he was in a cave and God spoke to him and he told him this and that. And, but that's not really the case with Christianity. It's founded on the resurrection. Many things, but I'd say the resurrection is the biggest one.
Mm.
And that was an event that happened. And if it didn't happen, our faith isn't true. And so, and Christianity has had many enemies, and many people who had very good reason to want it to be false, and who were around at the time that it took root. And none of them could prove it wrong. All they needed to do was come up with Jesus' body, but
Yeah.
it never happened.
Yeah.
Never
Or,
happened.
catch him in a lie, or catch him sinning, or something like that. But none of that ever happened. And it's really astounding and cool. And no other religion is like that.
Mm-hmm. If you take the time to really study God's word, or study at least what Jesus said, like just the sayings in the Gospels, his parables, you'll realize that this guy was different. He was on a different level than
Yeah.
anybody else. He was, to use a phrase that's used too often, he's playing chess, not checkers.
Mm.
Like the whole world's playing checkers, he's playing chess. Because he was just different. He was the Son of God. It's
Mm.
perfect.
There are
Mm.
some things you read in the Bible, at least for me, and obviously all of it is very good and inspired, but especially Sermon on the Mount, stuff
Mm.
like that.
Cool.
You read it and it's like even if you're not a Christian, like how can you look at this and like not believe that it's from God?
Yeah.
You guys know. I don't even
I
have
know.
to get into all
Like, what
I'm not
man-
gonna throw too many words at that.
What man comes up with this stuff, you know?
Pray for your enemies.
The Bible
Wow.
doesn't read like any other book. It just
No?
doesn't. You can read like the Book of Mormon, any other religious book, textual backing for faith or religion, and it's not comparable to Scripture.
Yeah.
And it's not even just how you read it. You just look at like all the evidences and the cross references and stuff, and just how it connects. It's like, how can you read that, and when you really understand the complexities and the totality of what is going on in this entire book as a whole, how can you read that and not think that it's from God?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, truly, it just is one of one. It's not even comparable, and it's stood the test of time. I mean, people are writing pages of scripture down by candlelight, you know, with ink, by themselves individually, like in their homes, in caves, thousands of years ago, and yet somehow it's preserved almost perfectly, thousands of years later. It's just, not only can you read it as just a different book from God's mouth, you also just see God's hand and how it's been preserved throughout centuries and the years as well.
Mm.
And you mentioned other religions. I think something that's cool is that you read the Bible and you don't get the sense that there's like any agenda behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I when I was doing my EFE, EME? No, EFE, because I was teacher. I get the two mixed up.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's
I was
early
doing-
field experience.
Yes.
And early
Close done.
ministry experience.
So I
Yeah.
was doing EFE, and I was visiting this church in New York, not New York City, but just New York. And whatever, me and my friend were working out at the Y at the time. And there was this Muslim girl working, and we like talked to her about faith a little bit. Got in
Really?
contact on and off, would text her about it every once and again. And was it not this most recent winter break, but the one before? I challenged her. I said, if I'll read the Quran, can you read the Gospel of John for me?
Mm.
And she said, sure. And so that winter break, I ended up reading the Quran. And that was one book where I read it, and I'm like, I really feel like there's an agenda behind this.
Mm.
There are a lot of, I think it's called surahs, is what they call their chapters. There are a lot of surahs where it's like, or it might be verses, I don't know, where it's like Muhammad just like very obviously like trying to recruit people for his conquest, where he's going to go after this one city or this one town, and he wants to like recruit people. And if you don't join my army, Allah is going to send you to hell.
Yeah.
Or there was one in particular where the footnote for it said like this was Muhammad's response to soldiers who had deserted him in a battle, and he's like saying that they're all gonna go to hell and all this stuff,
Wow.
and it's like you're just a warlord trying to start a. Is my mic slipping here?
I think it. Yeah. Let
Okay.
me just move it. You can keep talking though.
Yeah, like he really had an agenda to push. He was a
Yeah.
warlord. He was trying to make money. He was trying to get people on his side, going to battle with him, and it really shows when you read it. To be frank, like if I was a religious person, that was my book, I'd be like kind of embarrassing at times. Like this is what my faith is founded on. This
Yeah.
where it's sending, calling out my enemies by name and saying they're going to go to hell, and that's in my religious book. It's just crazy. You really get the sense there's an agenda behind it. You don't get that with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, Joe.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I think a lot of religions and a lot of people in other religions, I mean, you start talking to them, and not that like Lutherans are just incredible theologians across the board, 10 out of 10 necessarily, but a lot of people are just kind of like 2 inches thick on like what they really believe and understand about their own religion. A lot of people, like, they'll say, yeah, I'm Muslim, I believe the Quran, but then it's like, when you really ask them about like what the Quran means and what the Book of Mormon means and like the hidden meanings and the teachings in that, and you ask them why they believe what they believe, and like pretty soon it all starts to unravel pretty quickly. That's been my
Yeah.
experience anyways. And a lot of them, like Jehovah's Witness especially, I mean, like they'll come to your door all the time and like, hey, do you have a second to talk about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Once you start talking to them and like you explain that you're Lutheran, you find that like they have like rehearsed answers and stuff that they've been trained to like give. If you get them off script though, then they're just kind of, I don't know, they're left in the ocean without a life vest. You know, they're struggling to stay afloat. So that's, and again, I don't mean to say that Lutherans are just infallible when people push back on our religion. I think there's always room to grow in that regard, but that's just something that I've noticed. And I think part of that's when your basis for your belief is founded on own hidden agendas and a warlord's purpose of world conquest, then naturally your own answers in defense to that are going to crumble as soon as they're met with any type of real pushback. So
Yeah. And is it Mormonism with polygamy, or is that
Yes.
just that's Mormonism? Yeah.
Yep.
That's another one where it's like,
it's obvious.
just you want to have a lot of wives,
Yeah,
man,
dude.
and you like bake that in your religion.
Yes,
You
dude.
know,
Yeah.
it's just nuts.
It is like when you look at it from like an outside perspective, like it's just so like this is a cult, dude. Like this is just blatantly obvious it's a cult. But like for people that have been taught this their whole life, it's just so baked into them. It's like it's what they know, and like they're just indoctrinated by it from a young age. And then you get into people who like convert to Mormonism later on, like they're preying on like people in delicate situations that have nowhere else to turn, and then they hook them with like these false promises and stuff, and then there's just so many aspects to it that I'm not gonna go down because this is the Joel Kluz Echoes of Sunday podcast, but it's fascinating once you really start to see it. And at least in Washington where I grew up, there's just a big hodgepodge of different religions and stuff. So I have a lot of experience with different types of religions, and it's definitely left a mark on me and on how I view some of them, just because you see it firsthand in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. You ever wondered like how you turn out if you were born in like the Middle East or in India, and like the main religion there was Hindu or Islam, or if you're born in Israel and you were raised Jewish?
Yeah.
Like, would we be like going to rabbi school right now?
Yeah.
Or would we have like, I don't know, found the way to Jesus? I sometimes think about that.
Yeah, I have thought about that a few times.
Kind of a
But-
pointless thought experiment, but
I try to not think about that for very long because that's like, if you want, you could torture yourself with that for a really long time.
yeah.
Like endlessly, man. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can just go to town on yourself with. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I find resolve in that though, and like kind of like just a natural comfort where there's 7.8 billion people in the world. I could have been born anywhere on any continent, and yet I've been born here, been placed here in this specific location, and this specific moment in history, at this specific school, with the training that I've received and the experiences that I've had. Like, you look at all that, and you can't help but say, God's got some type of plan for me. He's got some type of purpose. If he didn't, I wouldn't be here. And I mean, being born in America, it is so crazy to think about how blessed we are in a lot of ways. Like, statistically, the most likely continent for us to have been born on is Asia. You
Yeah.
know, like we could have been born in Asia. We could have been living, in crowded quarters in third world countries, wherever, and yet we were born in the most powerful country in the world with more gifts and possibilities to serve God than we could have maybe anywhere else. There's some type of, I don't know, mission, ministry, purpose, I think, behind that.
Yeah. I agree. I'm very grateful to be where I am.
You think America's number one?
I don't mean to go down the political route.
I thought of
I
that,
don't
but I
mean in
wasn't
terms
gonna.
of best, but just in terms of most powerful. You think we're the most
and
powerful?
power? Yeah.
You think so?
I think it's not. I don't think it's particularly
I think
close.
we've
Depends how you
probably
classify
slipped.
power.
That's true. I think we're probably, I think top 3, but I think we've slipped.
Like you're saying, top 3 with maybe like China and Russia.
Yeah, probably China. Yeah, I guess I don't really know what the other one would be, but yeah, just our morals have
Definitely.
really rotted
Yes.
Yeah.
from the inside out. Just values in general. I mean,
There's like the whole saying. What is it? As goes the family, so goes the nation, or something like that. Right? So like, and the divorce rates are through the roof.
yeah,
And it's just like, yeah.
family structure is really the bedrock in some ways of a nation. And as soon as it would be one thing. I'm not saying being single is bad. I'm not saying everyone has to have a family, but the notion in America today is almost, there are people out there, I don't pretend like this is everyone, but there are people out there who like actively scorn having a family and
Yeah.
wanting to get married and settle down. It'd be one thing if people were just doing it less, but to actively rally against it and think it's ridiculous and hate it and make fun of it, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to have a family?
I do. Yeah. I definitely want to be a dad someday.
I've thought about like just being a dad and what that would entail. And there's some days where I'm like, man, that would be so cool, and I think I would kill it. And then other days, I'm like, I don't even know what the first thing I would do is. Like,
Probably name it.
yeah, what if I messed that up? Like, I
Give
think
your
I'm.
kid a normal name. That's
Yeah.
He's
that's a
not going to do that though.
That's a big
Why are you
point of
saying that?
mine.
You told me your names for your children one day.
Sebastian is not
That
an
is not.
abnormal
That
name.
is an
That's a good
abnormal
name.
name. That's an abnormal name.
I'd say it's like if
All right, Zebulon.
Zebulon is so tough, Joel.
Oh.
Zebulon is so tough. Oh my goodness. We were
Sorry.
just talking about this in the last podcast.
Yeah, literally.
Zebulon is so
Zebulon?
tough.
Is that real?
Dwelling of the Most High God.
Do
He
you want
wants
to
all
do
of his
that?
sons to have Z names.
Zebulon, Zion, Zedekiah. And if my
As we
wife,
just said,
if my wife-
normal names.
if my wife is no go on that, then Peter, James, and John. Take it to the bank.
Okay.
Those are more normal.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Joel.
I'm sorry, Joel.
You were gonna say something
This is,
about-
No, I didn't have anything to say.
Okay. Well,
do you have a name that just really sticks out to you that you would name
Yeah,
your
I
kid?
don't want to say it though, because
We're
someone
not-
out
someone
there is
might
gonna
steal it.
someone out there is gonna go take this great name idea that I have.
Okay.
Is it like
No,
an original name?
I'm gonna name my kid John probably.
There's so much buildup.
You're right. I think someone will steal that.
John.
Yeah. That's a
And then,
solid name, though.
Girl names. I know there's like a few out. Julia.
Mm.
I like
Going
the
for
name
J names?
Joel,
Joel,
not
John,
really.
Julia.
Not necessarily. But yeah, I guess those are. Claire, I like the name Claire. Or just like for guy names, Luke, David.
Solid.
Bible names.
Yeah.
It's got to
Yeah.
be.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's got to be biblical names for me. That's like something that like I won't come off of. I think.
Yeah.
Especially now that like we're receiving like Hebrew and like Greek training too, like we can get really creative
Yeah.
with it and go with for like some Greek type
That's
names.
true. One time I was plinking around on ChatGPT, just what are some names that I would like, and it told me I hate AI. I think it's silly and doesn't work and it's broken. And I ask it one thing about Hebrew and it gets it wrong in half a second. But I was asking
Not
about
wrong.
names and it said, "You seem to like boy names that are invisible." And I said, I think that's true. I do
Invisible?
like it. Invisible. They're
That's
so
deep.
ordinary and plain that it's just an invisible, like John. It's almost, it's like so normal. You almost don't
Wow.
even see it. I kind of like that. Anyways,
So
Interesting.
ChatGPT gave you something that you actually liked.
it did. That's probably fifth or sixth time that it's done that out of the many hours that I've used it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not very useful with the languages.
No. And when people say, well, you better, you're studying to be an accountant, you're studying to be a doctor, a job that's analytical. Good luck, buddy. AI is going to have your job in 10 years. Cody, you're studying to be an accountant. AI is going to have your job in 10 years. Just, no, it's not, man. In 10 years, AI is going to be
Even dumber.
it's going to be better at spying on us and making money off of us. That's what
That's
it's going to
true.
be in 10 years. It's not going to be doing open heart surgery on babies.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like AI isn't even really AI. Like it's just a ChatGPT is just a search engine
Yeah.
that just gives you answers based on what it reads online. It doesn't really think.
Yeah.
And maybe like it just is an algorithm, just like YouTube. I feel like where it gives you what you want more. So it's just going to learn what you like and give you more of that. But it's not AI.
It's you're right. It's not, there's no
Like, not like-
intelligence. There's no sentience behind
It's not like
that.
Terminator. It's not like The Matrix.
No.
It's just a computer.
No. And it's glorified spell check. It can respond in such a way where the sentence kind of has a little bit of a cadence to it, and there's an ebb and flow, and it kind of has a certain ring to it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And just for other technology in general, I mean, Grammarly. Do you guys use Grammarly? Have you
I
ever
do,
been
yeah.
on there?
Yeah.
I
I don't
had
like Grammarly that much.
I had it installed for a week and then I uninstalled it because it
Yeah.
made me insane. You'll type out an email to your professor. This isn't sounding positive enough. Try adding some emojis to spice things up. It doesn't work.
Shut up.
Or what else? What else makes me mad about technology? You guys got me going here.
No, man.
You try swipe texting. You can't do 3 words. You can't do 3 words without it getting something wrong. Oh, I have to go back. I'm driving. I have to go back. Look at the road.
Texting and driving.
Backspace. That's also a joke, and that's not true. I don't do that. But
We'll
Yes,
edit it out.
obviously.
if I were driving and texting as a
He
joke,
doesn't do that.
I would have to backspace. Oh, it messed up another word, and now I'm getting a phone. And now my directions came through the speaker while I'm on the phone, and it just blasted the person's ears who I'm talking to. We can be done with technology.
No,
if
we were
want.
going to get here inevitably because I brought up the flip phone at the beginning.
That's true, I suppose.
I knew it was going to get here, Joel.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? I've actually been thinking a lot lately about how I'm going to use like technology and particularly like AI in my ministry.
Sure.
Because like
Not at
I
all.
won't say that I think AI is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I definitely think that there's ways that you can be more efficient with AI than you would be otherwise. And I'm
If
just
you
like,
like it, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not gonna kill you.
I'm not going to try and, we don't need to get into, a hot debate, but that is genuinely something that I've been thinking about. If there's a way that I can be a little bit more efficient with my ministry and reach more souls through the use of AI, that's something to consider, I think. But I honestly, I haven't put a great deal of thought into it, and I don't have, a clear plan on how I would do that. But yeah, I definitely think that there are ways, and I, for one, am excited to see where AI goes. I'm a little apprehensive. I'm cautiously optimistic, I'd say. But I think that there's a lot of ways that AI can be used to advance the message of the gospel. And I'm interested to see what that ends up looking like 5 years from now when I'm a pastor. God willing.
Here's the only thing I'll say. For pastors, AI can put out, if you give it the right prompts, it can put out a doctrinally sound sermon. So if you are a lazy pastor and you're not going to give your people a good sermon, then ask AI for a sermon. Other than that, don't do anything with it.
What?
Okay,
Interesting.
What did you just say,
I would
bro?
rather have a
Oh my
pastor who's
goodness.
not going to put in any effort into his sermon, which you can tell when someone does or not. I'd rather have him ask AI to
That's
write him his sermon.
That might be a top 3 craziest thing ever said on this podcast.
If he's
I'm not
trying to
gonna
put
lie.
in work and it still sucks, I can admire that because he's actually trying to grow.
No, at that point, ask AI, what can I do to be better? What
but
could
this
I
person doesn't want to
improve?
get better.
Then don't be a pastor. That's what I'd say.
But they're here now. They made it through the seminary. They're
There's-
going to be a pastor. I'm sorry.
No.
I know it's a
No,
hot
this is
take.
good.
I know it's a hot take.
This is good.
That
and
is.
but
Usually Logan and I are in lockstep for the most part. Right now, there's
there
a
are
wall.
are there
Uh,
not
let's see.
sermons that you've heard that have been like, wow?
I've heard some bad
that was-
sermons, but I still don't think that if you're someone who maybe struggles with the sermon writing or the sermon preaching, that I'd rather hear someone just put an AI sermon out there on Sunday morning.
What's your thesis? Is it that you'd rather hear a bad sermon that's from the heart and AI is not used, or you would rather hear a sermon that they just did use AI for?
I think for me, it's more the heart of the pastor. So if the pastor just realizes that for some reason he's bad at sermon writing and he's not willing to put in any effort into it, but he's just going through the motions each Sunday, each week writing his sermon, and continually putting out garbage, then I would say use AI because you're not doing your congregation any service. But if you are bad and you know that you're bad and you want to get better, then don't use AI. Keep trying to get better. But obviously, the pastor that doesn't care is not going to use AI. So probably. I know that's a hot take and probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But
I mean, I just
It's just
simply
something I've
say
thought about a little bit.
in Timothy, when you're going through the list of qualifications to be a pastor, it says what you must be able to teach, and if you can't put together a coherent sermon and be able to preach it effectively and teach your congregational members, then biblically, I'd say you shouldn't be a pastor.
Well, the premise is that the guy already is a pastor, and just for the sake of argument that he won't stop being a pastor. I think we'd all agree this theoretical guy should not be in the ministry if that's the case.
Yes.
But for the sake of argument, if he were unwilling to resign or step down and do something else, then what? And I think that's kind of the
we've
crux.
entered
I'm
into
so sorry, guys.
a territory
This is
that
probably really not. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna make the executive decision to pivot off of this conversation.
I want to know. This is totally. Yeah. We're gonna pivot 180 right here.
That was just wow.
What was Joel Kluz like in high school?
That's a great question.
Probably pretty just weird and not super likable.
Wow, so
Really?
Just not
nothing's
fun to
changed,
be
huh?
around.
Just kidding. That's a joke.
Yeah, it's just like,
So did you have friends?
kinda, but I had
This is
people
the
that
question.
I would like, sort of just barnacle myself to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like by the end, like senior year, like I did make some, just by means of years of brute force of inserting myself every time. I did have a few like decent friendships by the end. But I would say by and large, yeah, probably weird and annoying. And I got on the side of YouTube where it's like how to be an alpha male.
Yeah.
Like
Sweet.
just the classic like 14-year-old boy pitfalls. What's the is that called a honeypot? Is that like a hacking term? I think it is. Maybe that fits there where it's just like a common pitfall. Maybe not so common. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. 14-year-old boy pitfall. Yeah, thinking about how can I be more of an alpha male at school, and I'm sure you can imagine how that went.
Did you like memorize like certain things to say or certain things to do?
No, not quite, but I can't believe I'm saying
Just
this
like-
on camera. You guys got me going, but
It's okay if you don't want to say it.
I would mew as a freshman in high school.
Unironically, like as a joke.
For real.
What's Mew? Sorry.
It's where you do the thing
Mewing.
with your jaw, like, and you like.
It's
August would
it's
do
where
it
you
sometimes.
it's where you
like the Rizzler.
you push
Like the.
you push the, at least this is what it was back in the day. This is before it got big.
It's like the.
No one knew what mewing was about.
Yes,
That
it's
kinda
the, it's
thing,
the
yeah.
Rizzler. Yeah.
Sure.
Back in the day, classic mewing would be where you would put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and you'd hold it there all day. And that would kind of just be your default position. And then it's supposed to just like whatever, give you like stronger face bones.
Okay.
Yeah, just
That makes
constant
sense.
pressure on the roof of your mouth. Yeah.
Wow.
I think today, I don't know, I'm not really well versed in the Rizzler, all that type of thing. But at least that was what it was to my understanding in 2017.
Mm.
Were you the type of guy to like do push-ups in your room at midnight?
Oh, that was me.
No, but I did start working out pretty early on into high school, and I think that was kind of what went into a lot of the. And I also got tall like pretty early, relatively early. So it's like, yeah, I'm starting to get tall, and I had a cute, boyish look to me at that time. Now I look like I'm 32, but
No.
at the
I
time
don't
I was
think
a
that's
little
true.
rosy-cheeked, wet behind the ears type of guy, and like junior girls would like come up to me like, "Oh, he's so cute." They wouldn't say that, but they'd be like, "That's kind of the thing is like, oh, he's a little
like a puppy.
yeah." And then I started getting tall and started lifting, and then that kind of just made, I didn't know how to handle all that. I started getting strong and getting tall, and then it just, I'm like, okay, I guess this is who I am now. I'm just a strong, tall guy, and that
was your identity.
I guess you could say that.
Hmm.
And here's the other thing: I wasn't good at anything either. In IPC, one of our classes, we had to do like a reflection, whatever, and I was just kind of reflecting on how I wasn't good at anything during high school. Like really not much. I guess I was kind of funny. A little. I mean, nothing too remarkable. No more than your average like 15-year-old who would look at meme pages on Instagram, I guess. But I just wasn't really good at anything. And when you're a young man and you have no skill, you have nothing worthwhile, I think that's not good for you to not be good at anything.
Like
So-
self-confidence wise? Or what do you mean?
Just in terms of like, back in the day, like before you got hurt and all that, you were pretty good at baseball, right?
Yeah, I guess I'd say
Right.
so. Yeah.
And I don't know as much about your past, but I'm sure you seem like a gifted guy. I'm sure you had your thing back in high school early on, kind of finding yourself, that type of thing. I didn't really have anything besides being tall. And so there's just kind of a you just as a man especially, I think you just kind of like need to start developing a skill, need to get something cooking. And when that's not there, then that's when you start going on YouTube and looking up how do I become an alpha male, and that's when things go wrong.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
video games, getting into video games, all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would, if you had to go back, you'd tell your younger self to find something
Yeah.
that you enjoyed. Do you have any idea what it would have been? Like, is there anything now that you feel you're getting better at, even if you're not good at it?
I mean, I guess I would go back and say probably take Latin in high school, but I'm
Oh,
not sure
man,
if I
dude.
would have listened. Probably not. I don't know if I would have been good at that point.
Are you good at Latin now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm decent.
Okay.
He got the Latin award at the last band
Oh,
meeting,
okay.
so
Yeah.
he's
No,
I like Latin a lot. It's fun.
no, I'm not. I'm just gonna sit here. It's okay.
That's the thing where it's like it's
Even look.
oh, fist bump. Okay. I don't know if you were like I thought you were just kind of leaning or something. I
Who
don't know
sits
what I
like
thought.
that, bro?
I
That
don't
was
know.
embarrassing, and I'm sorry.
But I got
Good job on the Latin
I'm
award,
so
man.
happy that I
You should be
saw
proud
it.
of yourself for that.
No, thanks. But I think you need / want something like that
Like a challenge.
as a man. You need something that's just very healthy
Mhm.
for a young guy. It's not healthy for a young guy to be going to school, coming home. I didn't do any homework. I don't know. Junior year, I kind of like applied myself a little bit. Freshman, sophomore, and senior year, I didn't work on homework for 1 minute.
Dang.
So it's not good to go to school, go home, do no homework, not be good at anything, and just there's nothing there. Like that's not healthy for a young man,
Yeah.
because it's as a man, that's the big thing in life, right? You want to develop skills, grow, and expand. Maybe after a while, some people start to depend on you, and I think that's a good thing, and that's a healthy thing for
Yeah.
a man. And just stagnation is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've rambled on about that enough there.
No, it is like really, it's biologically hardwired into man.
It is.
I mean, in a perfect world, we were still working, like Adam was still assigned to oversee the garden. And I think we brought it up in the podcast before too. When you look at Genesis 3 and you see the downfall of mankind into sin, the curses that God gives to man all have to do with work and the strenuous activities of working the fields and the weeds that would grow up, and by the sweat of your brow you will work and harvest. That's part of man. Like being a man is there's work involved, and you strive, and your goal in life is to go out and to fight, and that's how you are wired. And not to say that women can't do that at all, but it is interesting when you consider that women's curses that God brought upon women after the fall tend to have to deal with the family and life
Yeah.
at the home. And again, that's not to say that there can't be stay-at-home dads and breadwinner moms or anything, but there's a lot of truth to what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a very keen insight there. Sin hit both the genders where it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that are just biologically hardwired into us, and working is definitely one of them for a man. If you don't work, you don't do anything productive or important or supportive or beneficial. That's like, I'm just born without a liver. You're just missing that part of you. Well, I guess I'm just one of those guys without a stomach. I guess I'm just going to go through my whole life without a stomach. Oh, well, I hope I don't turn out to be weird, and I hope everything goes well, and I hope I have a good life. Not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me to think of you as someone who didn't excel, I guess. Because one, you got to be like, I always think about this in class, bro. You got to be one of just the quickest guys on the draw I've ever seen when it comes to humor, bro.
Thanks.
You're so fast with it, dude. There's times in ACR you had me going, and IPC now too, man. I got you for both classes, and Yeah, you're just fast with it, man. I'm like, dang.
Appreciate it.
My mind is trying to think of something funny to say, and you're just like 4 squares ahead of me. But yeah, no, it's also just weird because like I look at you and I just see like an academic. Like that's just
Thanks.
that is probably the first word I'd use to describe you, or if not the first, up there, because it's like not even just with the languages. I mean, I can just tell that you have read a lot and you're very well read. So my question, I guess, to follow up on that, would be like when you weren't applying yourself in school, were you still reading even in high school, or did you just find like a love of reading once you
No.
got to college?
Yeah, that was definitely something that came later for me.
Okay.
It's crazy. I really didn't read much in high school at all. I had an American literature class my last semester, my senior year, and that one I kind of liked a little bit. We did Mice and Men. I like that.
Oh man, dude.
Grapes
Legendary
of Wrath.
book.
I like that one more as a little, whatever, too long, kind of whatever, boring. But yeah, I really didn't start getting serious about reading until high school. And I can't even hesitate to say that a little bit because I do read, but I'm not like the most crazy reader you'll ever meet. I think I'm pretty slow. My pace is pretty slow. I'm a very slow reader. And so I feel like that's kind of an obstacle for me sometimes, maybe why I don't read as much as I feel like I should or ought to. I'm also very picky with books.
You have to
like unbelievably. For a while I was on a kick of I wouldn't even bother trying to read something unless it was written like 1920 or earlier. Because like modern writing styles, like it just really rinses me in a bad way. Do you guys know what rinse means?
Yeah.
I should ask. Okay. I'll explain it for those at home. How would I even explain that? Just means I don't like it. Whatever.
Like rubs you the wrong way?
Rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I played a lot of Pokemon as a kid when my brain was still developing. And I remember being a 5-year-old and just being hypnotized by the little sprites on the screen. I'm moving Pokemon around in my PC box, and I could like feel it actively like changing the way my brain is formed.
Oh man.
I'm pretty sure that's also why I have glasses now, was because I've spent so much time. I got glasses in like 2nd grade. That's really early, man, because I spent all that much time playing Pokemon. But anyways, I think it just kind of made me very particular. I'm a particular guy, and that applies to books as well. And I guess my point is I'm pretty picky.
Yeah, I'm a pretty slow reader too, and that is frustrating because
It's not fun.
like it feels like everybody else is reading all these great books.
Sorry, is this
Yeah,
slumped
it
here
keeps
again?
sinking down.
Would that mess it up? Maybe it should.
No, it
that's
won't mess
good.
it up.
Okay.
It'll just be really slow again.
Welcome to the Echoes of Sunday podcast.
Is it staying kind of?
We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you for tuning in.
it's just
As
because
this podcast has positively affected you, please drop a like and
That's
subscribe.
all right.
We appreciate all of our supporters. Thank you so much for this quick advertisement break. Now back to the video.
Nice.
Anyway,
Cody held down the fort for
thanks,
us.
Cody. But yeah, it feels like everybody else is like reading these books, or there's just so many great books to read, and it's almost like paralyzed by choice because I know it's going to take me forever to read one book because all I'm going to be able to do is read 10 pages a night, and I'm going to fall asleep probably reading it.
Yeah.
And like I love reading, it's great, but for some reason it just makes me tired sometimes. And like I have a whole stack of books, and I always like because I'm going to MLC to be a pastor. Everybody's like, "Here's this doctrinal book. Here's this theological book."
Yeah.
Like, I would love to read it. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
The amount of must-read books that professors have recommended to me over the years. They can't all be must-reads. There's got to be some. I think
I don't have to.
Yeah,
Right.
I hear all the time. Thompson's like, this is a must-read book if you're training to be a future called worker. It's one of, if not the most influential books ever written in Western literature. And I'm like, Okay, you said that about the last 3 books too. So
Mm,
not just Thompson, but anyways,
yeah.
What
that's the trouble.
Are you reading anything right now, Joel?
Yeah, it's called it has the most forgettable title of all time. I think it's called The Pillars of the Earth. Yeah, I think I got it. It was recommended to me by my girlfriend Ella. You guys know her, but I'm saying that for the sake of the camera.
That was great.
We want to get her on the podcast in the future.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be good. She's a sweetie, and she's got a lot of interesting things to say. That'd be cool. But her sister recommended it to me, and I
Is it a nonfiction or fiction?
it's fiction,
Okay.
and it was written in I think the 90s, which that's big for me. Reading a book that's
Big
in the
step.
90s, like
Pretty
that, I
recent.
might as well be telling you guys like, hey, I'm gonna be flying to Turkey tomorrow, and I'm gonna get hair plugs. Like that, that's pretty crazy for me.
ChatGPT is my best friend.
I always. This is another thing I have. I always have to look up when the book was written. Then I always look up if the author is Christian or not.
That's
Because
valuable to know.
it rinses me whenever they're talking about faith and it's not a Christian writer. And there's just so many tropes you see out there where it's like, oh, we're gonna have this Catholic priest character, and let's say they're in a dire situation, and so they're stranded on an island, something like that, and all the characters who aren't religious, guess what? They're actually more civilized, and they're actually turn out to be more moral when the rubber meets the road than the Catholic priest was. So what? I kind of subverted your expectations there and flipped it on its head and framed it up in a neat way there for you. I can't take
It's
that,
annoying.
man. Oh,
It's been done so many times.
oh, it's so played out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. And this book, it has a little bit of that at the beginning, I guess. I'm still deciding if I want to actually go all the way with it. I think I'm like 90 pages in, and it's a long book. It's maybe like 800.
Oh,
something.
man, dude.
Gosh.
Yeah. Which I'll say is light reading. So it's not super dense.
Okay.
So that helps. Or another thing when authors will be like, I'll give you an example from the book. There's one part where, so I'll tell you what actually happened, and then I'll tell you as the author described it. What actually happened is there's this kid. He like looks dumb, but apparently he can read and write. The book takes place really long ago when not many people can read and write. The main character finds this out, and he's like, "There's no way this dumb kid can read and write." So he's like, "Why don't you prove it right on the ground?" And so what happens is the kid like he's like brushes some grass out of the way basically, and then writes in the grass, writes in the dirt with a stick. Okay, so he smooths the grass and he writes in it with a stick. And how the author described it was, he extended his hand and then he palmed the soft earth. And that one just about did me in. Because that's the type of line where you read it and you know the author had what he wanted to say in his head. And then he said to himself, how can I dress this up a little bit more and be a little bit of a big boy author and put a little bit of a flair and a finesse and a panache on this? And that's another thing I can't take. So I almost stopped reading because of that.
Do you struggle with that when you write your own like sermons?
Well, I've only written the one for ACR,
yeah.
but just in general when I write, well, not really with the like dressing it up or trying to be whatever.
Yeah.
But I struggle with like trying to not. I just like drive myself crazy with writing. Last summer I wrote a paper for a scholarship for Chris's Lux, and I basically spent all summer writing the paper, and it was just like the most ridiculous thing. Like it turned out good, but it's like, why did I spend an entire summer writing this?
Yeah.
I can just drive myself crazy with stuff like that, trying to like, I don't know. I don't even know.
It seems like you're a pretty word-oriented guy.
I think that's fair.
You place a lot of value on words, and how you use words is very important. So don't put in a lot of fluff. Say what you mean. Say it in a concise way. You can say it artfully, but
Don't be corny.
exactly. Yeah.
Don't be telling me about palming the earth. Okay, because I know what you're doing when I read that. I know you wanted to say he made some space on the ground, but then you said no. I'm gonna kick it up a notch.
You were reading Moby Dick last semester, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend that one?
Yes. Wasn't
Wasn't it like? Did you say it was like mostly about just like the measurements of the ship or something?
There were, yeah, okay. I will be honest. There are some chapters where there are narrative chapters, and then there are chapters where he'll go on detours and say, you know, a whale's jawbone is this big, and its spine is this long, and he'll like kind of ramble about that for like a short chapter. So there is some stuff. I actually, by the end, I ended up kind of really enjoying those chapters. Not all of them, but by and large, the book was really good. I liked it a lot. And it doesn't, that's the thing. When I read books that are written before, whatever, 1920s, 1900s, wherever I want to draw that line in the sand, I'm safe. I know I'm not going to get hit with palming the earth or a Catholic priest who actually behind closed doors is a terrible person. In that like modern urbane way of spinning stuff.
Yeah.
I'm safe. I know I'm not going to get hit with anything corny or predictable or cliche like that. And yeah.
Have you ever like read a book before without looking at the author or like the year before, and then just like while reading it, make a guess on what year it was written in? Because my thing is, I think you're going into it with self-proposed. Oh my,
Presupposed.
Yeah.
Presuppositions.
Yeah, you're going into it with your mind made up about what this book is going to be like before you read it, and then that influences what you actually get out of it. Whereas if you don't look at the author and the year, you go into it with a more open mind, and then perhaps you're able to be more objective over it.
That might be true. But the case is I've had an eyelash kind of in and out of my right eye.
You can get it if you need.
So that's good. I think it's mostly out now. I'm sure 5 minutes later it'll be back in there. Anyways, but yeah, I certainly could do that. But I think the thing with me is, I just kind of know how particular I am, and I feel like if I do it the way that I do it, I will know a lot quicker whether or not it's a Joel book. Not. Kind of a corny way of putting it, but whatever. And it's just kind of one of those like I know myself type things, and I want to do that to try to give myself a smoother ride. So maybe I will miss out on a few good books, but has there been that many earth-shattering books written in the past like 20 years or something, 30 years? Maybe like for Christian apologetics where it's like really specialized technical stuff, sure. But in terms of like fiction, like good, like bona fide, real literature, whatever, I don't know. If I miss out on a few books that have been written in the past 10 years, whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah.
You more of a fiction guy?
Maybe slightly. I like nonfiction too, though. After I read Moby Dick, I read like the true story. It wasn't really based off of it. That'd be kind of overselling it, but it inspired Moby Dick.
That's cool.
And I read the real account, and that I enjoyed that a lot too. That was crazy. We could spend an hour on that if we want, but for the sake of the people at home,
yeah, we should probably
have to
keep it moving here.
Yeah.
Wait, do you like? Sorry, really quick. Do you like Narnia or like Lord of the Rings at all? Have you read those much?
Lord of the Rings, I read that at Craft as well. I got so much.
Bro, in between times reading the Bible.
Oh my gosh!
Let me just quick pull out the J.R.R. Tolkien universe here.
You
Yeah.
had so much time.
It was crazy. And then the thing was that the books were really tiny, so I could just like fit it in my belt and like
Oh, nice.
sneak it in really easily. Towards the end, I didn't even really have to. I just like walk right in with a book.
Yeah.
To my workstation, book in hand. That's funny. I read Lord of the Rings. I like Lord of the Rings. I thought that was cool. I think Narnia. Maybe we read that in like 5th grade or something a while ago. And I just don't really remember much about it.
Mm-hmm.
I bring this up, and we probably should move on and start wrapping up here before too long. But if you're ever looking for a good like fiction book series to read, John Flanagan's Ranger's Apprentice, my favorite book series ever written.
Ranger's Apprentice.
Yes, dude. It's like if you ever just want to like get an escape back into like your boyish childhood, and just like read about like this fantasy world with knights and kings and princesses and wars and armies and stuff. Oh man, bro, that's so
Alright.
good. I actually talking about it makes me want to like go and read it again. But yeah,
I don't hate
They're
the
making a
sound of
movie, I
that.
think, aren't they? Or a
they
show?
are, dude. Yeah, did I tell you that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. I'm so excited.
You're
I'm so excited. I
tell you
this,
that?
yeah, dude. I thought that he read it too, and I was
I've
about to
read
be.
the
Oh my
book.
goodness.
I've read the book, the first one at least,
Oh, that's
and I
so
think
good.
I was like a teenager.
What's it called again?
Ranger's Apprentice.
Is it Ranger apostrophe S or Ranger?
Ranger
Apostrophe S.
apostrophe
Okay.
apostrophe S.
Is
Yeah.
that a
I think-
character?
I think
Is
it's definitely written for the high school boy audience,
okay.
but I think it's still solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holds up.
It was written after 1920 though, so it might not be Joel approved already.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
It's on his list.
Fair enough. Do you have any questions you want to ask before we go into the last?
Yeah, one I was thinking of was just maybe give us a little synopsis of your faith life in high school, and then you said you took it a little bit more seriously in college, and what that looked like, and maybe what changed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did my faith life look like in high school? Just like pretty inactive and bad, probably.
Did you go to
Didn't re-
church?
Yeah.
That was it, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
We were never big on like, do Bible studies or like pray as a family all the time or, whatever, stuff like that. I've basically been to like 2 Bible studies in my life. Like, like after the church service, like formal traditional Bible studies
Sure,
like that.
sure.
And yeah, I mean, during the summers, we like would slack a lot as well. Wouldn't go as much during the summer. Pretty inactive, not really super serious about my faith in high school. It was never to the point where like, oh, I have doubts about this or is this real or whatever. But just, yeah, I wouldn't engage with it very much. And I won't go too much down that, but it just goes back to what I was talking about earlier, where it's like just not really super much of a fire for anything in life. And faith fell under that umbrella as well. So yeah, and then what was the second part? What did
What kind of shifted or changed as you came to college? Because you said it became more important to you when you got to college, or there was a point in college, maybe.
I think it probably wasn't until after I did drop out and then I was on my own and I had all that time to read the Bible.
Okay.
Which was something that I hadn't really done too much of until that point. And like, to be honest with you, even when I was teacher track and staff minister track, I wasn't really just like going to church much. It'd be like, I don't know, once every other month or something. If you like, it was bad. Freshman year, didn't go to chapel much at all. I know my sophomore year, or just for the semester that I was here, my sophomore year, I didn't go once. And for a while, I was like, well, I just have more of a like personal, I don't even know what I thought. Where I'd kind of read it on my own, and I'm like, well, why do I need to do the whatever? But yeah, it wasn't until I was in Mankato on my own and I really started like reading a lot of it and then looking into it and wow, maybe I don't know everything. And maybe there is a lot of good stuff here. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that I can dig into and kind of get obsessed with in a cool way.
In a very cool way.
And again, it's that thing. It's what I was saying earlier. When you're a young man, you're just kind of floating around, gravitating around these things until you finally find something that you can attach yourself to. And I think that was Bible stuff was what that was for me, and that's kind of when it happened. And then from there, I think course correction just kind of, I was just reading the Bible more, and then everything else just kind of followed as a result of that. And like, obviously not that I'm perfect at it now, or not that I have the code totally cracked at how to be the perfect Christian. But I've improved from where I once was. That
Sure,
much I do
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Good things are always going to happen when you read the Bible. Always. I don't think you can ever say that you really wasted time reading the Bible. That
No.
was a regret thing.
Mhm.
If you didn't have anything else, I was going to ask the last question.
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of in that vein, our last question we like to ask everybody is, what is your devotional life like right now, or what would you like it to be, and then like your prayer life as well.
Sure. So, regular church stuff, whatever. But then also, I've been doing nighttime is usually my little pocket for me.
Like right before bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've kind of been thinking about it, about changing it a little more lately. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it's what I'm doing right now. I like it. I go in my room. MLC dorm staff, if you're watching this, this is a joke. Joke. I do not do this. This is purely satire. This video is actually AI right now.
Yeah.
This podcast, that's the funny thing. This whole podcast has been AI, GPT-4, really good stuff. They're going to be doing heart surgery soon, I've been told. But I strike a match and then I get a candle going in my room. I have this
nice.
I don't even remember where or when I got it, but I have like this angel statue, and then you put a little candle like in the crook of her wings, and then I have that going. Gets me in a nice mindset.
The ambiance.
For it. Ambiance, big time.
And this isn't actually true, though.
This
right?
is not true. This is a joke.
Okay.
So I light my candle as a joke, and after I've done that,
I can't, dude.
all other lights in my room will be off too. I'll draw the blinds.
Wow,
It's really
that's cool.
dark.
That's cool. I like that.
Oh,
I feel like I'm in a cave.
Yeah.
And then I have, do you guys know the Geneva Bible?
Yeah.
No.
It was like 1559/1560, and it's kind of like a little bit before the King James version. But it reads pretty similarly. Like it definitely still has that flavor. I have a like big old fat facsimile copy of like an original one. So they have you ever seen those longhand S's where it kind of looks like an F?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It has that in there. It has that little thing they used to do to save space where it's like they'll put a dash above a vowel, and that means there's an N or an M after it, depending on the context.
I did not know that.
Or if you see
That's
like
interesting.
Ye Old Tavern, that really means the, because the thing that looks like a Y, which is a stand-in for the TH sound, and then whatever letter they put above that is the one that follows. They'll do it with that. They'll have Y and then T above it because it's TH, T, that. Anyways,
Wow.
That sounds so complex.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but it's, you kind of like,
You get used to it,
it's like
obviously.
riding a bike.
Yeah.
I mean, you like do it your second time and you're like, you're good to go. But yeah, I like that translation. I like when I read the Bible and it has a little bit of majesty to it, and it's a little more elevated than just, like how I talk every day. I like that. And so, yeah, I've been reading through Luke recently. I'm about halfway through right now, just maybe a half chapter a night. I think I started that about a month ago, maybe. And then before that, I kind of just jump around wherever. But yeah, now I'm going through Luke, and then I snuff out my candle, and then I say,
Jokingly.
snuff out my joke AI candle, and then I say just my prayers, and then I say amen, and then I say the Lord's Prayer, and then I say amen, and then get into my bed, and that's that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
just
cool.
ordered it's like a prayer bench, basically. You know, at some older churches, or especially Catholic ones, well, they'll have those little. I shouldn't lean too far away from the mic here, but where you're
You can kneel on it.
you can kneel on it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it folds out kind of. I got one of those where it folds out, and then there's also like a little desk top space for you to, like, whatever, put your arms on. So I got one of those ordered, and I'm excited to bust that out because
Never have you heard somebody say, "I'm excited to bust out my prayer bench." But
it'll
I
be
love
cool.
that, Joel. I love that. That's so awesome.
And then when you're not using the bench, you can also like fold it back up, and then it's flush to the rest of the bench.
And that's going to be in your dorm room next year?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
It's too late now. I'm just gonna have it shipped to my house. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I almost, when I lived here over the summer and I was in Centennial for summer housing, I had like a spare couch, and I had just one of the parts. You know, those two where you can like take two and kind of screw them together.
Mm-hmm.
I had just one of those one of those parts to it loose, and so it's just basically like a little cushion or something. And I'd lay that by the window, and then I could pray out the window and like kneel.
Like
And
Daniel style.
I was just gonna say that. It made me feel like Daniel. It was really
That's
cool.
so cool, dude.
And I like that a lot. And I feel like my prayers were at their best when I was doing that. And I have been doing that for a while just because, whatever, I don't have like the couch for it. And then you have roommates, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to bust out the full like kneeling when
Yeah.
I already don't love like praying when you pray for meals and whatever, that's fine, but when I'm like doing that type of prayer, I'd like for it to be alone.
Right.
But so yeah, I ordered that bench, and then I'm gonna try to bring back the kneeling stuff because I felt like that was really good and cool, and I liked it. Yeah, that's about
Thank you.
the size of it, I think.
That's cool, dude.
Thank you for sharing that. That was, yeah.
That's definitely different. We've not had another prayer bench on the Echoes of Sunday podcast.
I'm a particular guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Full circle.
Full circle.
And just to clarify, the bench is not AI. The bench is real.
The bench is real.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, man.
The guy, I ordered it, and it's, I guess, like there's a little demo video. He's a Chinese guy, and I ordered it, and then like he sent me a text from his like personal cell, and he's like,
What?
"Hey, here are your detail orders. Should be shipped out soon. God bless you." I'm like,
God
"All right,
bless
cool."
you.
Yeah, I'm surprised he said that at the end too.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, "Hey, man, thanks. Glad to be supporting you here. You seem like a good guy."
That's great. Yeah.
Man, do you have a second to talk about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Yeah,
Follow-up
one of
text?
those.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, that's awesome, man. Hey, we can wrap up here, I think.
Thank you for being here, Joel.
Yeah,
Of course.
It's been,
really
I don't know
cool,
how
dude.
long it's been, but it's probably been a long one.
Yeah, we're solid hour and a half.
Yeah. So
Thanks for
Pretty
having
standard.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I
was
know
fun.
we kind of went a lot of different directions.
that was all over the place.
Yeah.
Usually we're more like straightforward, but I guess we just,
That's my specialty. Just
Each
kind of.
Yeah, each
Go on
podcast.
like
I'm not going to blame you, but
Each podcast
I think it
is
was still
different.
fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This is 10 out of 10
I had fun
experience.
too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. I think people still get something out of it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
for
there's,
sure.
there's a lot of AI talk and a lot of nonsense coming out of you from the Pastor AI thing. So.
Yeah,
No,
whatever.
I'm kidding. Oh, that was mean.
If
I
you-
should have said
if
that.
you-
That was a low blow.
Ever have any questions about anything? I feel like Joel is down to talk about pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you don't think this, but I think you're a pretty wise person.
Definitely,
Thanks.
dude.
Probably because you think you don't know as much as you do know.
Socrates.
That's right.
That's where wisdom starts.
I don't claim to be wise, but I know that I'm not. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But yeah, Joel's great.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks.
We'll
Thanks, guys.
we'll sign off, but just to echo his thoughts too. Like on behalf of MLC's campus, man, we're happy you're here, dude.
Oh, shut! You guys are too nice. You're making me blush over here. I've been blushing this whole podcast. I don't know what to do with myself.
I'm excited that you're going to be in our class at seminary.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun, dude.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We're lucky to have you, man, and definitely very, very smart, very intelligent, and honestly, dude, you are so fast with the draw when it comes to humor, man. It blows my mind, dude. It's crazy, dude. I always feel like you got like one loaded up in the chamber before something even comes up. So, but yeah, I digress, man. We appreciate you coming on the pod, Joel. It was a really cool discussion. Yeah, definitely a little bit of everything. It was like kind of like a appetizer where you get like 5 different pieces. Yeah, no, it was cool. Good discussion, and yeah, man, blessings on the rest of the year. I hope your exams go well. I know you're kind of under the gun. You got 4 languages as well.
Under
right?
the gun.
So yeah,
Yep.
I can empathize with you on that one. But yeah, man. On behalf of the Echoes of Sunday podcast, thank you guys for tuning in, for watching, for listening. We appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, and stay tuned for more episodes dropping soon. Bye, guys.